In today's video, I'm going to explain how I use progressive overload to not only get in shape, but to also stay in shape while working as a management consultant. So if you are a management consultant yourself, struggling to get in shape because you have very busy and unpredictable schedules and or very intense working hours, this video is for you. Before we deep dive into the topics, I just want to quickly introduce myself. So my name is Lorenzo and I've been working out for over 8 years. So I have a lot of experience in the field. In the meantime, I've helped over 1,000 people get in shape, including many busy professionals, and I have a certificate from Precision Nutrition. On the other hand, I have a very traditional educational background. I studied in top universities, management and then finance in my master's, and I've accumulated so far 3 years of experience, including management consulting. Now, first thing I want to address is why most consultants struggle to see results in the gym. And this is sort of a dominoes effect. First thing is you have no clear plan. And because you have no clear plan, you have no tracking of your progress. And without tracking, you have no progression at all. So starting with the first point, no clear plan. Of course, I understand because of the nature of your work, you cannot really have a consistent program. It's very hard to predict when you can work out, but still, for the people who are putting in an effort and are still trying to get in shape and at least be fit and healthy, I'm not telling you should be focusing on getting super jacked. Most of you guys just want to have a decent body, healthy body. So at the same time, this means you don't need to spend that much time in the gym. It's very doable to do this within 2-3 hours a week. For those of you guys who are trying to put an effort, most of you do not have a plan. So your workout program has no structure. You don't know if you should emphasize in strength training, hypertrophy training, endurance, cardio. There are a lot of things you can do with those 2 or 3 hours a week. And if you do not have a clear plan and structure, you don't know which muscles you should be working on. You probably do random exercises every day or every week. You are not tracking your weights, your reps, your sets. You do random things every session. So you go to the gym without a game plan and not tailored to you. Basically, you have a very inconsistent and unpredictable workout program or schedule. And this leads to very irregular habits. And because you have no clear plan, this leads to no tracking. You probably do not track your weights, your reps, your sets, because you don't have a clear plan of the exercises you are doing. So how are you tracking weights, reps, and sets of random exercises every day? It would be a complete mess. And because you are not tracking these things, it's very hard to identify your weaknesses, your strong points, and it's hard to identify where you should put a stronger effort. And because you are not doing any of those things, you tend to lack accountability on yourself because you are not committed to a specific plan. And in the end, this leads to loss of motivation and consistency. And it's, as I said, it's a dominoes effect. Finally, if you miss all of these things, of course, your progress will be very, very limited because you are not trying to get stronger in specific exercises, because you are not following specific exercises or sets or reps. So you might be doing the same weights and exercises every week, or even be doing lower weights and lower reps than the previous week, and you have no focus whatsoever. All of these things together tend to lead to failure to adapt your training as your fitness levels improve or should be improving. Okay, and this is a very, very critical thing, especially for busy consultants like you, because you don't have the luxury to spend many hours in the gym. So if you have 2 or 3 hours to spend per week on the gym, you must make the most out of those hours. On the other hand, if you are a normal guy with a normal 9-to-5 job or simply a university student, you have this luxury where you don't have to be so meticulous with your tracking, and you can still improve because the volume of the workouts can compensate. You can do more hours in the gym, so it tends to compensate a little bit. So this is super important, especially for busy people. And all of this to say that there is one principle that easily breaks this cycle, which is progressive overload. So what is progressive overload? It's actually quite simple. It means gradually increasing the demand on your muscles to stimulate growth and strength. Of course, this can be applied to many kinds of exercise, not only weightlifting or strength training. It could be applied to running, even endurance training, conditioning training. But yeah, in this specific video, we are gonna focus in strength training and yeah, working out at the gym. There are many methods you can do this. It can be super complicated or super simple. So just to give you some examples, it can be done by either adding more weight, increasing the number of reps, increasing the number of sets, decreasing the rest time between sets. And why should you do progressive overload? Well, I would say there are 3 reasons that you should take into consideration. Firstly, it will maximize efficiency, especially for busy people. You are doing 2-3 hours a week in the gym, and you have to ensure that these workouts are driving progress. You cannot be wasting time in the gym. Number 2, it will massively help you build strength and muscle at a much more efficient rate. So it will force your body to adapt to the increasing challenges over time. Because if you are doing the same weight and the same reps and sets every week for 1 year, your body will adapt. It will adjust. And even though you worked out for 1 year straight, because you always did the same, your body did not gain new stimulus over time and did not adapt. It did not grow and progress. And overall, this will lead to sustained long-term results because it will prevent plateaus. And over time, the long-term trend will be positive in terms of progress. Of course, I'm not saying it's going to be linear and you'll be progressing every week. Otherwise, I would be bench pressing 1,000 pounds right now. But yeah, it will have ups and downs, but the long-term trend will be positive. So it will help you to move towards your goals. Finally, I want to show you how I personally use progressive overload. And I've been doing it this specific way for many years now, and it has been working amazing for me. The slide looks a bit messy, a lot of text, but I'll try to make it very simple because it actually is that simple. So there are 4 key steps that you have to keep in mind. Firstly, you should be picking 1 to 4 key exercises for your sessions. Of course, this will depend a little bit on your own profile, your goals, your availability, but for most people, let's say 80% of people, you should be doing 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 2 to 3, and do 4 to 6 exercises per session. And for every session, 2 of those exercises should be compound lifts. These are lifts that target multiple muscle groups at once, and so you make the most out of your time in the gym when you do these exercises. And these are things like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, pull-ups, barbell rows, push-ups. So you should be doing 2 of these exercises per session. That's step number 1. And the remaining exercises, so if you're doing 2 compounds, the other 2 or 4, depends if you're doing 4 or 6 exercises, should be isolation movements. These are things like bicep curls, tricep extensions, lateral raises, leg extensions. So exercises are isolating more the muscle and are not as fatigued as compound exercises. But regardless, progressive overload should be applied for all these exercises, not only compounds, but also isolation movements. Number 2, you should be implementing reverse pyramid training. This sounds quite fancy, but it's actually quite simple. It means that you'll start with your heaviest weight and drop the weight within each set. So you first do the warm-up sets. I didn't include them here. So let's say that before the first set, you do 1 or 2 warm-up sets, very lightweight. Just get the blood flowing into the muscle you are about to work. And yeah, once you do the warm-ups and you feel ready, you move into the first set, and here you are going to do your heaviest set. And the rep range should be 4 to 6. No less than 4, no more than 6. Then you'll rest 3 to 4 minutes and you'll move into the second set. And here you'll drop the weight a little bit, maybe 10%, and you'll do 6 to 8 reps. Lastly, you'll rest again 3 to 4 minutes and perform the last set, 8 to 10 reps. Okay, and you apply this 3-set rule across all exercises of your plan. And why are you doing this? Because you basically want to be the freshest for your heaviest weight. It's that simple. I see a lot of guys, they start with very light weight, a lot of reps, and then over time they increase the weight, but they are so fatigued that they are no near close to how strong they could be on that last set when they are doing the heaviest weight. So I think it's a waste of time. Now moving on to point number 3, you must ensure that you are progressing incrementally on every set. It's very simple. Once I hit the upper rep range of a certain set, I increase the weight by 5 pounds or 2.5 kgs in the next session. So if today I managed to do 5 reps on the first set, I will not be increasing the weight next week. I have to hit 6 reps before doing so, okay? But I'm gonna give you an example later so you understand it better. But another point I want to mention here is that progress is tracked set by set, and sets are independent of each other. So I might be able to increase weight in set 1, but not in set 2. Lastly, and to make this all happen, you must be tracking your lifts. You must be tracking weights, reps, and sets to ensure you are improving over time and you know what lifts, what weight you should be doing, how many reps and sets, and so on. There are many ways you can track this. Nowadays, you have a lot of fitness apps that can easily do this for you. I tried different methods. Right now, I'm using simply the Notes app from the iPhone. I'm going to show you. So for every exercise, I have the sets. And if I can increase the weight, I'll add a green circle. If not, I do a red circle. So it's that simple. I've used fitness apps and I like them too, but for now I'm doing this. Just sticks to something that is simple and easy to access, and you can type it quickly without too much confusion, complexity. We want to avoid complexity here because I understand this is not your priority. This is just something to complement your life. So you don't want this to be something that will give you a headache at the end of the day. Finally, I want to give you a specific example on how can you do this. And for this example, let's use the incline bench press. Let's say that last week, set number 1, my target was 6 reps, of course, and I was targeting 6 reps with 225 pounds. I only managed to perform 5 reps, as you can see. So next week, I'm going to try again the same weight, target again 6 reps, and at this time, I managed to do 6 reps. So it's a green circle in this case, meaning that the following session, I'm going to try to do 230 pounds and work my way up to 6 reps again. Set 2, in this case, the target was 8 reps with 215 pounds, and I managed to do 8 reps. So in this specific set, I can increase the weight because I hit the upper rep range, 8 reps in this case. So I increased the weight by 5 pounds from 215 to 220, but in this case, I only did 5 reps because, well, it got more difficult. So I need to work all the way up again to 8 reps before increasing the weight. Lastly, set 3, target was 10 reps, and I only did 8 reps. So I had to repeat the weight, and I managed to do 9 reps the next session, but still I cannot increase weight yet because I need to hit 10 reps before doing so. So it's that simple, guys. I hope you understood this example. Well, guys, we reached the end of this video. I hope it was clear and helpful. I tried to make it as simple as possible, and I don't want to take much of your time. Now to end the video, I just want to highlight something. So you now have 2 paths and 1 decision. Path number 1, you can simply not change anything. You can keep struggling with your low energy levels, frustration, low confidence, and simply not feeling great on your own body, because at the end of the day, your body is super important in your work performance as well. So even if it's not your priority, it's something that you should keep in mind. And if you do not do so, you'll continue watching your health decline. You might think that now you're young, you are in your 20s or 30s, and you can push through for a few years living like that, but in the long term, you might be risking burnout, heart problems, and so on. So I would not take this path. Path number 2, you can start taking control of your health and life today. Apply the principles you learned in today's video and simply start boosting your health, your career, and enjoy just a better life, not only professionally, personally, socially. The benefits are just unlimited, okay? And you'll become the best version of yourself. With that being said, you can do this on your own, which is totally fine. But if you are a beginner and you don't want to waste too much of your time learning all these things, you can get help. And that's what I do. I help busy professionals get in shape. I've been doing this for a few years now. And yeah, I will help you maximize your time and progress in the gym or whatever your goal is. Doesn't have to be a gym. But yeah, I'll help you get in shape with a simple approach and system. If you're interested, book a call with me. I will leave the link in the description. We'll have a conversation. We'll get to know each other a little bit. I will try to understand your goals, what are your challenges, and if we feel like we are a good fit for each other, we can potentially work together. So guys, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.